One last thing I'd like to ask you about before we close for today is Malachi 4:5. This is in reference to Matthew 3:1-3, 11:10-14, 17:11-13. Because Matthew, so the Christians that read that stuff interpret Malachi 4:5 when it talks about sending the prophet Elijah before the dreadful day of the Lord comes to be a link to Jesus.
So they would say that Elijah come and he's among you, and this is John the Baptist. I mean, this just makes the problem so mind-blowing, because at the get-go, John the Baptist is asking, like, who are you? Like, what's your deal? Are you Elijah? And he goes, no. So what are you even talking about? Moreover, I mean, if we just look at the last 5 passages of Malachi, which is the last of the prophets. It's a beautiful pericope, right? What's supposed to happen? Families are reunited. The crooked ways are made straight. Children and parents are restored to each other. And that's the picture. So it is the coming Elijah the prophet who's going to bring justice to the world. Just as a point so you know, the book of Malachi is answering questions. And the question at the end of chapter 2 is, where is there justice in the world? Ultimately, in the Messianic age, families will be restored. Remember the Torah of Moses that was given to you at Horeb, at Mount Sinai, and Christianity's done away with it. Moreover, the very last verses, and he will turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the hearts of the children to the fathers. That's the last verse. So John the Baptist says he's not Elijah the prophet. And moreover, if we go to Matthew chapter 10, Jesus says, verse 34, 35, 36, I didn't come to bring peace on earth, but the sword, to set families against each other, children against their parents and in-laws. So where did you even come up with that? So as it turns out, if a Christian were to appeal to the last verses of what Christians regard as the Hebrew Bible, the book of Malachi, there can be no better proof that Jesus is not the Messiah. None of these things occurred. And in fact, the Gospels, which no doubt are trying to explain away why did Christianity in the first century divide families, says, well, Jesus said it was supposed to happen, but that's precisely the opposite of the prophecy that we discover in Malachi, the very passages that you quote. So this is really quite mind-blowing. And Jesus didn't bring peace, but the sword, his own words in Matthew chapter 10. If you enjoyed this program, please like and subscribe.
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא עת נעשה בחפצו כל